Hi, my name is Doreen Dickson. Today we're doing a metal etching tutorial, and this is an easy process of putting a texture on a metal by using, there's several ways that you can do it. You can do it with a circuit board etching, which you can get at Radio Shack. It's called PCB etching. You can also use electricity and do electro etching. And today we're going to actually use the PCB etchings. And this is a little bit about the process of how to decide. First, you have to decide what you're going to make. Here are some of the earrings that I've done with adding texture to the copper. And this is 24 gauge copper metal that I've cut out. So you can add a texture by either drawing it on with, you can use Sharpie, anything to cause a resist. I use Sharpie, or I use a product called Stays On ink, which if I use a stamp, I'll use the Stays On ink. But sometimes I just like to draw my own little scene on it. So these are like trees and scenes from Maine, places that I have been inspired by, or places I like to go. So let's say you're taking a stamp. Here's an example of what it might look like. It would be a little bit darker, but this is on a metal called new gold. It's actually a type of brass. And after it's etched, it actually is quite beautiful. Once it's shined up, it's very similar to 24 karat gold. So after you apply your resist, the next process to that would be to put a tape backing on it. So you'd use probably packing tape is what I use. So you use a packing tape on the back, and then you put it face down in an etchant. And I like to use a lock top plastic, just so there's no chance of it spilling, or and you can transport it safely if you're going somewhere. But you would put, for instance, if you were doing earrings, you'd use something small like this and maybe put 1/2 inch to 1 inch of etchant in it. You'd put the tape, you'd put the metal face down, of course, and there's lots of really detailed tutorials, but this is just basically the way I do it. And I wait anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes. It depends on whether it's new etchant. Once it gets used up a little bit, it takes a little bit longer. And then once your metal is etched, you can form it. And what I like to do is cut out the piece of metal before it's etched. Some people will etch a big piece and then cut out what they want. Sometimes I do that. But the benefit of cutting out your piece and then etching it is that you get this nice little natural band that's smooth on the edge, so you don't have to worry about sharp edges, and it's very comfortable. Etching actually softens your metal a little bit, so you want to firm it up for a bracelet. You can do that simply by bending or by gentle using a rubber mallet, and it will toughen up that metal and make it stronger for a bracelet. So this is much softer than this one, which is much more strength to it. After the metal is etched, let's see, this one you can choose to add, and it's formed. This was actually, I got a wooden bowl and I used that to give it like a concave shape. So you don't have to go out and buy tools. You can actually use things that you have around and find around. So this was I used a bowl to make this concave shape. But you can use many things to shape it, and with an anvil like this, and you can add texture. This texture hammers. And this is an example too. This is a dapping block.
So when you shape that on a board, you use a hammer a soft hammer to
Yep, I use
shape it?
Yep, when I use, let's see,